Hello, wrestling fans, and welcome to the Monday Night Raw review. I'm your host, the invincible Vincent. This show is brought to you by UnifiedWrestling.com and 123wrestling.co.uk. Now, starting off tonight, we had John Laurinaitis announcing that he was glad that he attacked John Cena last week. He didn't get in any trouble with the board. Nobody from the board called him, and he was glad that he did it. And come over the next pay-per-view, which is going to be Over the Limit, he's going to deliver more pain unto John Cena. He also mentioned that he did it basically because of the disrespect of John Cena making fun of his voice. He said that his voice wasn't always that way, and he got it after sustaining an injury by Dr. Death, Steve Williams, who's also the guy, I believe it was Stone Phillips, the reporter. He slapped Stone Phillips in the face because Stone Phillips said the wrestling wasn't real back in the 80s. Look it up. It's true. Following that, he said that, for those of you who didn't know, he was a wrestling talent at one point back in Japan. He said he was the Hulk Hogan, Stone Cold Steve Austin, and Rock of his time in Japan. And he says this match that he's going to have with John Cena is going to be bigger than John Cena against The Rock. In fact, bigger than John Cena against Brock Lesnar. And he's going to dominate and basically win. Now, CM Punk came out. He says that no one wants to see or hear John Laurinaitis. And that he's basically like a hyena because Brock Lesnar did all the heavy lifting on the last pay-per-view. And then the day after, that's when John Laurinaitis came in to pick the bones. And CM Punk also said that he'd like nothing more than after he beats Daniel Bryan next week, he wants to see John Cena beat John Laurinaitis as well. Now, Laurinaitis, out of spite, he goes ahead and sets up a match between CM Punk and Lord Tensai for later in the show. And also, before that, he did, in fact, put everybody on staff on notice that anybody making fun of his voice will be duly punished. Come get me, John. Come get me. Now, following that, we had the first match, which was Cody Rhodes versus Big Show. Prior to that, as Laurinaitis is fumbling with his BlackBerry again, as Big Show is going toward his match, he bumps into Big Show. Then he starts trying to chew out Big Show for not getting out of his way when he sees his boss coming. And after he leaves, Big Show says, "Yes, sir, Mr. John Laurinaitis, sir." Basically mocking his voice. And as soon as he turns around, Eve is standing there, giving him the harsh eye. Basically doing her best schoolmarm look. And Big Show goes on to his match with Cody Rhodes. Now, Cody Rhodes, during this match, Big Show is pretty much pushing Cody Rhodes all over the place. This is, by the way, supposed to be for the Intercontinental Championship. But halfway through the match, Cody Rhodes bails out. He just walks away with the belt in tow, and he gets counted out, which means Big Show wins, but he doesn't get to get the belt because it was a DQ. Now, following that, Big Show gets on the mic and tells Cody Rhodes, "Come on back. Don't make me come after you. If I have to come after you, it's going to be worse." But Eve comes out, and she comes to the ring, and she tells Big Show to apologize. And Big Show says, "I'm sorry." He says, "I didn't want you to say I'm sorry. I said apologize. If you don't apologize, there's going to be all sorts of, apologize basically for making fun of John Laurinaitis' voice." And she also says that, outside of this industry, there's pretty much not that many places that a 7-foot, 400-pound dude can go to get work. So apologize. And he apologizes through clenched teeth and then leaves. And they basically go to commercial. Now, after that, the second match was Kofi Kingston versus Dolph Ziggler. As the match is going on, by the way, they show AW standing with Epico, Primo, and Rosa Mendez watching the match. Again, they appear to have joined his team. It looks like AW is in the background amassing power. But there's obviously going to be more to that story as the things go along. Now, Dolph Ziggler wound up winning this one with a zigzag after Jack Swagger shoved Kofi Kingston off the top turnbuckle during the match, and basically that was the end of that. Now, Michael Cole later, after the commercial break, Michael Cole interviewed John Cena on the Titantron, John Cena basically said that technically he was medically cleared to wrestle, but because there was still some water on his elbow, that the doctors didn't think that he should. There were several doctors that recommended that he take several weeks off. Now he said that he was still going to go ahead and wrestle John Laurinaitis at Over the Limit. Now he said he also went on to say that the reason that John Laurinaitis wasn't contacted by the board is because before they contacted him, they contacted John Cena, and John Cena begged them not to fire John Laurinaitis at least until the next pay-per-view Over the Limit. So, we'll see what happens with that match. And he also goes on to make some strong statements about what he's going to do to John Laurinaitis at the pay-per-view. Basically, he's going to do what everyone in the backstage wants to do and what everybody in the WWE Universe wants, which is to give John Laurinaitis a good solid ass kicking. So, going off from there, we had match 3, which was the Divas Tag Team match. Now, this was Kelly and Layla, the current Divas Champion, versus Natalya and Maxine. Now, Layla and Kelly won this one. Layla hit Maxine with that reverse neck breaker that she used basically to win the championship. And there was some mad dogging because Beth Phoenix was ringside, and they're basically going to be having the Divas Championship match at the next pay-per-view as well. So we'll see what happens with that. Karma's coming back. I'm calling it. That's what I think is going to happen. Well, we'll see what happens. Match number 4. This was Alberto Del Rio and Chris Jericho versus Randy Orton and Sheamus. Now, during this match, Alberto and Jericho both go after Sheamus' already injured shoulder, and the match goes on. The winners actually turn out to be Chris Jericho and Alberto Del Rio. Sheamus got caught by a code breaker after he basically tried to hit the Brogue Kick on Chris Jericho, but Orton ate it somehow. And after that, the Jericho got the code breaker and the win. Now, after that, after the match, both of them, or all 4 of them actually, were in the presence of John Laurinaitis. Fight broke out, and following the fight, there was still conflict between Sheamus and Orton about how Orton caught the kick in the face, and it was an accident. And Orton said there's no accidents in the ring. And John Laurinaitis set it up for a fatal 4-way between Sheamus, Randy Orton, Alberto Del Rio, and Chris Jericho. So we're going to see that, I believe, at the next pay-per-view. So following that, we had Brodus Clay versus The Miz. The winner was Brodus Clay. This was actually longer than most Brodus Clay matches. The Miz did put in a good fight early, lasted a little bit longer, but Brodus Clay got the win. Moving on after that. Oh man, things you never think you're gonna ever see. Brock Lesnar's music plays. They're basically waiting for Brock Lesnar to come out, and who comes out but Paul Heyman, wrestling industry legend, ECW. When he was with WWE, he was Brock Lesnar's manager. All that good stuff. Basically, if it hadn't been for Paul Heyman, the entire industry would look a little bit different. He comes out and he talks about how Brock Lesnar had been booed and maligned and mistreated ever since he got to the WWE and ever since he came back to the WWE. He came back to lend some legitimacy to the WWE, and this is the reward that he gets. He said that Triple H lasted an hour in the cage with The Undertaker, but couldn't last a minute with Brock Lesnar, and that Lesnar's message was that he quit and he's never coming back because he was promised some things by a legitimate representative of WWE, and that in turn was reversed, and he's not happy with it. So the final word was that he's never coming back. So he's coming back, but we'll see what happens with that. Now, following that, CM Punk comes out and he's getting ready for his match. John Laurinaitis pops out and says, "Oh yeah, by the way, I've turned your match into a handicap match. Instead of just Lord Tensai, it's now against Lord Tensai and Daniel Bryan." So, no big deal to the most formidable guys in the WWE right now, but no problem. Now, the winner of this match was Lord Tensai with the traditional green mist and then the clock to the face. Now, after the match, Daniel Bryan, who has a match with CM Punk for the championship, again at the upcoming pay-per-view, he kicks CM Punk on the ground several times and then puts the yes lock on him, not once but twice, and basically, screams that he's going to be the next champion, and that's where it ends. So we'll see where this goes. More friction between CM Punk and John Laurinaitis. A whole lot of new threads coming through. I'm glad to see Paul Heyman show up, even if it's just for one show. I know that he was doing some interviews for, I believe, an upcoming CM Punk DVD with WWE. So figured he was going to be in the building. Was very, very happy to see that he showed up on camera. So that's where we'll leave it tonight. Go ahead and check us out on Thursday night for the TNA review. And for myself, the Invincible E. Vincent, take care and enjoy the rest of your week.